invented the Python, students? Spell it correctly. Guido van Rossum. Okay, the year 1991. Okay, so what for we are using the Python means for software development, web development, system scripting, and mathematical applications. Okay, then we know about the features of Python and the demerits or shortcomings of Python. Okay, then we learned about how to install a Python in our PC. Okay, first to download the software. Depending upon your requirement, you can choose any version, and then double click it that it will execute the particular software. You can install it in your computer, right? So just to follow these steps, definitely the software will be installed in your computer. Okay, so if you find any difficulty to install means you can call me personally, right? Then there are two modes of working in Python. We can work by using interactive mode or script mode. Interactive mode means it will be work as a calculator. If you need any immediate output or only the temporary things you can do in the interactive mode. Okay, but you can do any bigger program or something you want to save it for future means you can go for script mode. There you can type all the programs and you can save it the particular program by using any file name. Okay, you can give any file name dot py. Okay, that is the thing in the script mode, right? So in interactive mode, you definitely see these things that the shell will be the interactive mode, and you can see this greater than symbol. This is the representation. Okay. Then in script mode, that will be you can give have the file option. In you can give new. It will open a new screen. Okay. There you can type your entire program and save it with a file name .py. Okay. This is a compulsory, then only your program will executed and you can open that program anytime whenever you need you can open it, right? Students understood up to this?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts for any other anyone? Okay, so after saving this program you can execute that particular program to show the output. Okay, by using run module option. Okay, so these are the tabs available in the screen. You can click run and run module. Okay, so up to this we completed yesterday. So today we are going to learn about the Python fundamentals. That is, what are the things we can do it in the Python? What are the syntax? What are the important terms we should know in the Python? Okay, very basics. So everything is very important, and I will show you everything with a lot of examples. Okay, kindly follow these things and note down all the things in your classwork note. Okay, so see the fundamentals first. We should know about these things. So mostly that is a previous versions. That is a some older versions having lot of drawbacks. Okay, lot of errors. So the most updated one is that without any error, they created the Python 3.0 version with some supported formats that was released in the 2008. Okay. So still now we are going with the 3.8, 3.9. These are the versions they are running. Okay, so these are very updated one. Okay, it have all the supported items in the Python. So this thing you should know. Okay, so it is more compatible with all the applications. Then you see Python character set is the first thing you should know. So character set means what are the valid characters that can be recognized by the Python. Okay, whenever you are creating the program, you should use these characters only. Character means a single character, either it may be a single digit, that is numbers or alphabets or any special symbols, everything is called character. So what are the valid characters available for Python? Means for only five things. First one, letters, that is alphabets, both the small letter and the capital letters. Okay, students understood? First character set is letters, alphabets. Then next one is digits, numbers. These are valid in the Python 0 to 9 or any combination of numbers are eligible. Okay, next one is special symbols. So that is the symbols available in your keyboard. All the symbols like exclamatory symbol, comma, full stop, less than symbol, greater than symbol, question mark, plus symbol, minus. So there are a lot of symbols available. All the symbols are valid in the Python. Okay, you can use it in your Python program. Okay, then next character set is white spaces. So everyone know about the space, right? Students, giving space. What are the ways of giving space in the program? Students, computer. Students, tell me.
New tab, new line.
Yes. So these are the terms here using, but what actually we are doing means we are do with a keyboard, like we can give the space by the means of enter key, space key, tab key. Everything will create some space. Okay, that is a some white space between two characters. Okay, that is the meaning of white spaces. So this everything is valid in our Python. Okay, then other common characters that given in a Unicode. Okay, Unicode we already know, that is a universal code. So everything is valid in the Python. Okay, students understood what is character set? Students, I need a quick response from everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So see, the Python uses the traditional ASCII character set. That is, we already know the ASCII values for every character. If you want to compare two characters, that is, if you are comparing A with capital A, which one is the smallest value, students?
Sure, capital A.
Yes, capital A. That is a 65. Small a is 97. So these are the ASCII values. Very good. Okay. So like this, every character has a ASCII equivalent value. So like this, ASCII is a subset of Unicode. Okay, ASCII character set is a subset of Unicode. So Unicode is the collection of everything. Okay, that is ASCII means that is American characters. ISCE means that is the Indian character. Like this, Unicode means that is a combination of, that is a collection of all the countries' codes will be there. Okay, so all the Unicodes are applicable in the Python. So Python is not only working in the India or America. Okay, so all over the world, everyone using the Python. So it supports all the characters. Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So first of all, we should know about the character set. It supports five things. One is letters, then digits, then special symbols. Fourth one, white spaces. Fifth one, all the Unicode characters. Okay. Then next thing, you should know about two things. That is how to give the input and how to display the output. Okay. So input you can get by using input function. Okay. See, this is the example input function. Okay, so I will show you with some example program also. Okay, so here students, there are different ways of using the Python. Okay, so not only that Python software, there are different versions are there, like Anaconda software, Spider software. There are a lot of Python softwares are there. Okay, but as a tutor, that as a teacher, I am using the different kind of teaching you the Python software. I am using the online tutor website. Okay, students understood? I'm going to use the online tutor website that also everyone can use. That is those who are not having computer with you, you can work with this website in your mobile. Okay, you can verify, you can create all the programs and you can verify the output. Okay, so I will display that screen. I will also execute all the programs in this website only. I will tell you what is the advantage of teaching you by the help of tutor website. Okay, I will comparatively do the same program in the two things, but I will tell you what is the advantage in this kind of website. Students, everyone, the screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so this is the tutor website. Okay, so I will share you the link of this website. Students, everyone get the link. So those who are not having computer with you, don't worry about. So I am not having computer. There is no way to practice the Python programs. Don't think like that. So just use this link in your mobile. Okay, just to save this website in your mobile, and you can use your mobile will be compatible with this website, and you can work all the programs. Okay, so see here you can type your program, and here see the below option. This will visualize the execution. So visualize the execution means it will display the execution of every line. Okay, but in a Python program, that will show the final output only. Okay, but here we can see what will be the output of every line. Okay, that is the usage of this tutor website. Understood, students? Students, respond me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so now see, the one way of assigning the value is directly you can use equal to operator. A equal to 5 means that is directly I am assigning 5 to the A. Okay, next what I am going to do, I am going to get the value for B. Okay, by using input function. Input function will get the input from the user. Okay, whoever executing that will get the input from the user, right? So I'm using that int means that is a integer format. I am getting value as a integer format. Okay, so int of input of, you can say anything whatever you need, you can give it here. That is enter a number or enter a value, anything you can give, that will not affect. It will just show in the output screen. Okay, so this input function will get the value, right? So then after getting these two values, that is one value is directly assigned 5, second value I'm getting from the user. Okay, then next line what I'm doing, c equal to a plus b. Okay, finally print. Print is the output function. Okay, whatever you are giving inside the print function, it will display in the output screen. Okay, understood? Sum equal to, so if you
Yes,
give
sir.
anything in the single quotation, it will display as it is, then comma c. C means it represents this variable, so whatever the value stored in a c, it will display here in the output screen. Okay, so this is my program just to add two values. One is directly assigned, second value is I am getting from the user. Okay, so after getting, it will execute this process and I will display the output here. Okay, so see here, I am going to click visualize execution. So this is the option, students, everyone listen. This is the way you have to work this website. Okay, next is given here. See, it will execute. If you click next means it will execute this line one by line by line execution will take place. So it executed. See, a equal to 5, that is stored. Okay, the next line you can see it getting the value. Students, you see that box, it asking to enter the number. Students, understood? Enter a number. Anyone tell me what is the value we can give here? Anyone? Students,
6.
any value tell me, pa.
10.
10. Very good. So see, submit is there. It asks you to submit. So you can see here A5, B10. Okay, B is stored as 10, the next line c equal to a plus b. So if you click means it added, and see here c equal to 15. It added these two values and it storing here. Okay, so this is the output screen. We already enter the value, enter a number 10. This is already happened, right? So now the fourth line we are going to execute just by clicking next. It will display sum equal to 15. Okay, so you just to understand, input is the function to get the input from the user. Okay, this is the only function for getting the input from the user through keyboard. Okay, then print is the function to display the output in the screen. Students understood? Input and output for all the programs, this is the only method. Students, everyone understood? Input function
Yes, sir.
and the print function for output. Okay, input function for getting input, print function for displaying the output. Okay, so kindly remember these two things, very very important. Okay, so I want to show the same thing in the ideally software, that is a Python software itself. Okay, same thing, just listen what will happen. Once again, wait, it will take some time. So everyone noted, students? Input function to get the input, print function to display the output. Everyone note it down. This is the fundamental thing. And remember, everything should be given in a small letter. Don't use any capital letters. Even the first character, if you are giving capital, means it will show an error. Okay, understood? Students, understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All the program everywhere you should use small letters. And I will tell you where are things you can use that capital letters and everything, right? So everyone got that website in the chat box, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So once again I will share you the screen. So everyone, the screen is visible. Students, everyone, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see here I am going to copy the same program and I'm going to execute same thing in the Python ideally software. Okay, so this is a shell. We cannot execute this entire program here, so we have to go for script mode. Okay, we can't execute this in a interactive mode. So in script mode we are going to save. So see here I'm going to copy paste this program, same program, a equal to 5, b equal to int of input of enter a number, c equal to a plus b, print sum comma c. Okay, so I'm going to save this program. My program is, we are adding two values, so my program is, program name you can give anything like add to. Okay, this is my program name, add to dot py. Py, don't forget the py is very very needed. This is a Python file. Okay, so we completed the program and I'm going to execute. See here, I run module. See in the output, students, everyone visible? Students, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, see here, this enter a number is showing in the output. you can give any value. Okay, so now I'm going to give 17. Okay, so it got the value 17, and directly it will show sum equal to c. Okay, c, that is the value 5 plus 17. So 5 plus 17 will be 22. It is showing in the output screen. So this is the thing you can see in the Python IDLE software. Okay, we can see only the output. Okay, but the this tutor website will show you all the lines, what is happening in the every line. You can visualize. Okay, this is the very much useful for understanding every line of the program. Okay, but for executing this you need internet. Okay, so you cannot execute this Python IDLE software without internet, right? So here you can see what is the value changing. You can see all the lines. Okay, you can visualize the entire execution in line by line. So definitely it will help you. Okay, understood everyone? Students,
Yes, sir.
understood the difference between this Python software and IDLE tutor website? Okay, so as a teacher, I will use this only to explain you what is happening in the every line of the program. Okay, because if I do everything in the program, this means definitely you will get the output only. Okay, sometimes you cannot understand what is happening in the lines. Okay, because we are not only going to see this addition program always, we will see a lot of different programs. Okay, but we should understand every line. Every line is very very important. Okay, so this is one example program. Understood students? This input is the function to get the input from the user. Print function is used to display the output in the screen. Okay, understood everyone? Any doubts up to this?
Yes, sir.
Students? No. Okay. And one more thing, you can listen everything carefully. So in this program itself, you can see the difference between the colors. So these are in black colors. These things you can see in the purple color, and these are in green color. Everything will be in different colors. Okay, so that represents something that is only for particular area we can use that thing. Okay, you cannot use it as a normal variable. So those are the things we are going to learn next. That is, next thing is we are going to learn tokens. Okay, tokens, that will explain you everything. So each and everything in the program is called a token. Okay, so kindly write the definition, students. The smallest individual unit in a program is known as token. Smallest individual unit. Okay, we saw an example, that program, but after explaining all these things, I will tell you what is program, what is keyword, identifier, literal, operator, everything. Okay, so we are having 5 types of tokens. First one, keywords, then identifiers, then literal, operators, then punctuators or delimiters. Okay, so what is keyword? Keyword means, students, everyone noted this definition of token? Smallest individual unit in a program is known as token. Everyone noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So first we should know about keywords. Okay, 5 tokens are there. First we will see keyword. What is keyword? So keyword means these are reserved words of the compiler or interpreter which can't be used as an identifier. Okay, so these are the words which have some special meaning for the interpreter. Okay, see, these are something. These are some words you can see here: and, as, assert. Okay, these are list of keywords available. Okay, this has a special meaning. Okay, so you cannot use this as a identifier. Means, so in the previous example we saw a equal to 5. Okay, so like this we created a variable to hold any value. Okay, like this you cannot use this and as a variable. You cannot give and equal to 5. Okay, and has already has some meaning. Okay, if you create like this means it shows an error. Understood everyone? This
Yes.
and these words are already having some meaning. Okay, you should know about these things. You don't create any identifier as a keywords. Okay, this is very very important. This every word has a special meaning. Okay, so due to some program some experience in program, you can clearly understand what is these keywords. Okay, so you can see here there's print. Okay, print we just now used, so that is only used for displaying the output. Okay, so you can use that keyword only for displaying the output. Okay, don't use anywhere in the program. Don't use anywhere. That is a don't use as a identifier or anywhere. It will work only for the that meaning. Okay, it has some special meaning. These are reserved words of the interpreter. Okay, reserved words. I hope everyone understood. Students,
Yes, sir.
yes. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this. You should know at least 10 keywords. Okay, that is very very easy. Okay, um, I will make the tick here. You just mark those keywords that will help you always, right? So this and keyword, not, or, for, break, print, global, continue, if, return, import, in, is, while, else. Okay, so kindly note down these are very very important keywords. We always use these keywords. Okay, so whenever they are asking what is keyword and give some example means, kindly write this is the definition and write some example for keywords. Okay, understood?
Yes,
Students,
sir.
this is the first token. Keywords means it is a reserved word which has a special meaning. Okay, kindly understand special meaning of an interpreter. Okay, so every programming language has a keywords. So that is what they are using, both compiler and interpreter, these words here. Okay, interpreter means this Python is a interpreter language, and some more languages also compiler languages. Okay, both all the languages having some keywords. That is some reserved word for that particular programming language. Okay, understood everyone the about keywords? Any doubts for keywords? Respond me. Shall we go to next?
Yes, sir. I can go to the next.
Yes. The next token is, see, first we completed keywords. Next we go for identifier. Identifier. Identifier means that is a name which we can give to identify a variable, function, class, module, or other object. So whatever the name we are giving to the program to identify a variable, functions, class, module, etc. Okay. So we are creating a program that we will create a variables also. Okay, for variables, functions, everything. Okay, so those names are called identifier. We are creating to identify. Okay, so the previous example also you see we created two variables, a equal to 5, b, c. Okay, here these a, b, c are the identifiers. So that is what we compared with these keywords. You cannot create that, you cannot use identifier as a keyword. That is very very important. Okay, So you can give these names. So now you understood. That is, you cannot create keyword as an identifier. So now you can see, so what are the rules? How to create the identifier? Okay, we are having these 5 rules, very, very important 5 rules. Everyone note it down. 5 rules for creating the identifier. Okay, while creating, you should understand these rules. Okay, the first rule, students, everyone noting? Students, everyone noting down? Rules for creating identifier. Okay, the first rule is the identifier should start with the alphabet or underscore. Okay, identifier, that is a name. Identifier is a name for variable, function, or class, module, anything. Okay, whatever the thing we are giving a name, that name should start with the alphabets. Okay, identifier should start with alphabets. Alphabets means you can use both small letter as well as capital letter. Okay, A to Z or capital A to Z. Okay, identifier should start with the alphabets or underscore. Okay, everyone know underscore, right? Students, underscore, everyone know, right? Students,
Sir.
underscore is a symbol that is, underlining, right? So if you underline any single space means that becomes an underscore. It look like a hyphen symbol, but you have to write below the any character. Okay, underscore, you can see in the keyboard also. If you give shift plus minus means it will become underscore. Okay, so this is the first rule. Identifier should start with alphabets or underscore. Okay, and next point, identifier can contain digits, but not in the first position. Okay, first position, that is first character should be alphabets or underscore. Students, understood?
Yes, sir.
Second rule, identifier can contain digits. Digits means that is 0 to 9. Okay, this is second rule. Okay, third rule, no symbols allowed except underscore. Okay, in the identifier, no symbols allowed except underscore. Okay, underscore is the only symbol. So there are a lot of symbols. You can see this question mark, less than, greater than, star, minus, plus. There are a lot of symbols. No, nothing can use it in the identifier. Okay, only symbol allowed is underscore. Students, understood? Understood, everyone? This is the
Yes, sir.
third rule. Okay. Then fourth one, keywords are not allowed. Keywords not allowed as a identifier. Okay, for example, print or input, if, else, and, as, in, is, these are keywords. You cannot use those keywords identifier. Okay, keywords not allowed. Students, understood? Fourth rule, keywords not allowed. Fifth rule, Python is a case sensitive. Case sensitive. Case sensitive means ABC ABC and ABC, ABC. Okay, like this. These are different, not same. Students understood? ABC, ABC. You can see everything. You can spell like ABC, but you see the representation. The first one is capital A, small bc. Second one is small abc. Third one is capital ABC. So everything is different. That is, you can hold different data in every variable. Okay, it will not treat as a same. It is a case sensitive. That is uppercase and a lower case. Students understood? Students understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Students respond me.
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
understood
Sir.
all the five rules? Yes. The first rule, identifier should start with alphabets. That is either small letters or capital letters. Otherwise, you can use underscore as a first character. Okay. That is, identifier should start with means that the first character should be alphabets or underscore. Okay. Second rule, it can contain digits. Okay, that is 0 to 9. Okay, third rule, no symbols allowed except underscore. Okay, that is the third rule. Fourth one, keywords not allowed as an identifier. Keywords not allowed. Fifth rule, Python is a case sensitive. So in the same program, if you are creating these two variables, okay, in the same program, if you are creating these two variables means these two will be taken as a different variables. That is, you can store different values in these two. Okay, see this ABC can hold a different variable like you can store 20 here and small ABC. The same program you can store 30. Okay, so both are treated as a different variable. This is first variable, this is second variable. Don't think that sir both are ABC, that is both are same, so you cannot hold different values like that. Don't think that. It is a case sensitive, you can hold different variables. Okay, kindly understand these two are different. This is an example. Like this you can see many things you can see in the examples. Okay, so now I will give you some examples. Students, kindly tell me which identifier is a valid one, which one is invalid. Okay, students, ready?
Yes, sir.
First one, students, everyone ready? So now tell me students, so these are list of examples. Now tell me which one is valid identifier, which are all invalid. First one, add. Can we create identifier with the add, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so this is possible. Next one, break.
No, sir.
No. What is the reason?
It is a keyword.
Yes, keyword. Keyword should not allowed in the identifier, so it is false. Next one, and one.
Yes, sir. It is a.
How? This and is a keyword, but they included one. So and
Yes.
one is not a keyword. Okay, and only keyword. So if you included this one, this is not a keyword, so it is valid one. Then underscore display.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is also
Yes,
valid.
sir.
Yes, very good. Then
No, sir.
in is a keyword, so you
Keyword.
should not use as a valid identifier. This is invalid. Okay, next one, kind.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is a valid one. Then percentage ARC.
Sir.
This one valid or invalid?
Invalid, sir.
Invalid. What is the reason?
As it contains percentage symbol, which is not allowed.
Yes, no other symbols allowed. Okay, percentage is not a valid symbol, so it is invalid. Next one,
Yes, sir. It
or
is.
23 valid. Next one,
Yes, sir.
valid. This one,
Yes, sir.
valid. This one,
Yes.
yes, no. Why no?
As
See the
it
first
contains
rule.
numbers and
Yes, identifier should start with the alphabets or underscore. Okay, here it started with the number. This is invalid. Okay, so identifier should start with the alphabets or underscore. Okay, kindly understand. Then next to this one,
no, sir.
why?
It contains minus symbol.
Yes, minus symbol. Okay, so kindly understand the difference between minus and underscore. Okay, so don't confuse. Then next one, continue.
Yes, sir. It is a
Continue
keyword.
is a keyword you cannot use. This one, next continue. Yes, because these both are different. Okay, the C is a capital letter, so it will not be treated as a keyword. So it is a normal identifier, normal variable. Okay, so kindly understand this is a compulsory question in every exam. They are asking some examples